Hello. I'm live, I think. Live? Words? Stream? Good? Yes. Possibly. So, for those of you not aware, I have an art channel called Artcade. And for you not aware, I'm supposed to be putting out a video every Sunday. Central Standard Time, 1 p.m. And it is almost Sunday. It is almost time for me to put out a video. And I absolutely do not have a video ready. I only vaguely know what I'm going to be talking about. And I'm about like halfway done painting this. So I think that means that I need to paint. And that would mean that y'all wouldn't get a stream. Now, that's not exactly ideal, and I know you guys don't exactly want that. So, rather than me not streaming, I'm just gonna do this, and that'll do. What on earth happened to your mic? I have to use this crummy headset. Hi, how are you? Excuse me? I have to use this crummy headset because otherwise you guys will not be able to hear me when I go to the other side of the room. Because the normal mic I've got is condenser. The range it has does not allow me to walk away from it, so it'll sound like crap. Don't call me handsome. No need to lie. Anyway, let me get it so that way the camera is pointed in the right direction, and then we'll go from there. Weep. There we go. That's as far as I've gotten. I have 2 weeks to complete a painting, and that's where I'm at in the last... oh, I don't have the card in. That's where I'm at in the last, I want to say, couple of days. I got like 3 days left. And I need to spend some of tomorrow editing, so there's that. I'm going to maybe turn off some of the compressors and stuff. Let me see if... Does this sound better? Do I sound better now than I did? Because those filters were for the other mic, and they're not going to be good for this one. Does this sound alright now? Should sound better. Possibly, maybe. Okay, cool. Greetings, Chapter Master Rev. Where's the worm on a string at? Oh, he's coming, my dudes. Also, worm on a string is now an emote. I need to make sure that I eject the, where is it? I did some filming today with this camera that you guys are seated on top of. So, I have some orc stuff off to the side that I was working on. I mean, that's part of the issue is that I was screwing around, you know, doing art or painting orcs instead of painting canvases because I've got a game set up for this weekend, so I want to get it all ready. Thank you, Rocket Lamp, for the 111 bits. And so that's not exactly ideal because I want to have these guys ready, but they are less important to my life than actually doing the things that I'm responsible for doing. I have 2,000 points, so I'll be able to get a game together regardless. There's chocolate on my camera. This week's video is a video, I'll tell you that much. I'm going to mute the desktop audio. So what I've been painting up most recently, I got a box of Ludas the other day. The Luda box is crap, by the way. Cappy Rose, thank you for the 2 months of support. I'm going to turn on some music, but I'm going to turn off the desktop audio. And that way, we don't get copyright claimed. Blood Edge, thank you for the sub. Holy crap. It's very kind of you. Let me get a, and I'll put up a screen resolution, or a thing, so you can see it. We might do some Danganronpa. I want to get at least a little bit of paint on this canvas, so that way I feel good about it. And then we can do some Danganronpa, and then I'll be like, okay, it's fine. You know what I mean? But when it's just like, I haven't done anything, then I feel like I'm gonna have like an issue tomorrow, you know what I mean? What am I painting? I am painting a scene from Hunter Call of the Wild. I figured I should get back to my roots with the channel, and I should probably do it. I wish I was going to TMG this year as well. Chill anime beats. Yeah, there you go. Oh, geez. What are you doing with Cowboy Bebop? Alright, let's see what this sounds like. Alright. Oh, wow. This is awful. I'm gonna listen to it anyway. Alright, window capture, music, and then I'm not going to give you guys a full region, I'm just going to give you the name of it so you guys can go find it yourself if you're so inclined. Should have had all this set up in advance, but there you go. How does that look? Looks a little bit garbage. It's just sort of like random lines from the show interjected in. Alright. Computer, give me some reference art. So, Hunter Call of the Wild is a kind of weird choice, but I figured it was like the most likely not to be asked for out of the ones that I have as options. If you are a patron, I'm going to put up a poll after Sunday's video. Okay, yeah, this is actually bad. It's like if it were just chill beats, it would be fine. Alright, lo-fi beats. Y'all don't have the thing where you guys can hear it. Alright, music, give me music. Do do do. Sure. PSA, stop drinking Fairlife brand milk. It's a weird call out, but alright. I'll allow it. Someone asked my experience with fighting guard as orcs. Most everything dies to orcs. Orcs are in a really good spot right now. I played Gene Stealer and he had some guard allies, as you do, last week. And it didn't go well. I was even playing freebooters, so he had an advantage because freebooters are awful. But most of the time playing freebooters is just like playing index orcs, except for, you know. Rinshoes. Thank you, cheers, shared rewards to 10 other chat members. I have no idea what that means, but you gave me 500 bits, so I'm gonna go with that. Yeah, Gene Stealer, yeah, there's Subverted Guard. That's a thing you can do. It's a index option, or a option in general. Alright, so I need to, like, lighten this up a bit. I need to make this a little bit grayer, and then I can put in some mountains and stuff. Get a little bit more blue in there. Alright. This should be fine. That's actually pretty close. Hey, gay unicorn love, how you doing? It's the name. Happy Pride Month. Alright, so now I'm actually recording. Also, if you're a Patreon on RevScarecrow, whatever the Patreon name is, patreon.com/RevScarecrow or whatever, you can get, you can see last week's full content finally. Sorry it took forever. I just couldn't get YouTube to cooperate and upload it, and the upload would take the full time and then just not accept it. So that kind of sucked. That was not a particularly great track, but like I was saying last time, I kind of just need to get better at listening to this kind of music. The morale of, I mean, yeah. I mean, they don't have to worry about morale as much as regular guard, I think. I mean, I killed them faster than they needed to worry about morale, so, I mean, You don't have to worry about being scared if you're dead, but I'm definitely in like a weird headspace today. Like not a bad headspace necessarily, but just like I can't function right today. And you know, I can't really do that today. So I'm just going to put some work on canvas. I'm going to do some work today, and then I'll feel at least like I've done something. So even if it doesn't turn out exactly the way I want, we're a little bit closer to achieving goals that are important to us. And I think that's kind of where I'm at, like mentally right now. It happens sometimes with me. I think it's just like a combination of bad sleep and ADD stuff. I mean, this song isn't like inspiring. It's not like super like great or anything, but it's all right. I know you guys can't hear anything, but you know, whatever. That's kind of the point, I guess. So. I mean, it's kind of a problem with corporations in general, and just there was an app on the phone. It's actually really useful, and I recommend it. It's called, what was it? Boycott. You put in the things that you care about. For instance, let's say you really like gay rights stuff, or you really like animals, or whatever your deal is, right? You put in your preferences on stuff that you care about, and then the app will go, okay, well, you can't buy from XYZ company because they you know, do such and such, and they'll give you sources and stuff on what they've done in the past that's made them not friendly to whatever cause that you care about. The problem with it is if you care about more than like 2 things, you can't eat. And I eventually uninstalled. It's also not very good with local companies because it doesn't know local stuff very well. So, for those of you not aware, so Hunter the Call of the Wild is it's like a hunting game, I guess, but it's pretty. It's very pretty. Otherwise fairly unremarkable on most stuff. But I took some screenshots when I did a bounty for it, and just was like, I should do an arcade of this at some point, and then proceeded to not for the next, like, I don't know. When did I make that Hunter Call of the Wild video? Like almost a year ago, right? At least, I would believe. I would believe it if it was more than a year ago. If you told me it was more than a year, I'd believe you. But anyway, my point is that it's one of a handful of different games that I've taken screenshots from that I want to make videos of. I want to do arcades of, but I haven't. I've realized that I kind of need to, like, you know, if I'm gonna be an artist, I need to make art, and I need to make art that people want to watch, want to get, and also stuff that I care about. And I also should probably keep to the theme of this channel to some degree, and I should also make art that I want to make. So, like, what is the stuff that I want to make that meets all of those weird special things, you know? And the answer is arcade, so, or video game art, because to y'all, you're like, oh wow, that's Hunter Call of the Wild, that game I never cared about. But to someone who doesn't play video games, this is just, I don't know, nice mountain range or whatever, right? Do I have any brain boys? I got 3 weird boys. I rarely ever run all 3. They're kit bashed knobs, because I don't actually feel like buying the weird boy model it's okay. Doesn't really inspire like all the love in the world from me. So but as far as like I usually run like two. I have 60 boys, so I'll run them half shooter, half slugger. A little bit of a combination of both. A bunch of grots for, you know, deep strike denying, all that jazz. It definitely feels like it's not a good day for art for me, but I need to make sure that I keep the promises that people are paying for. So, and I have a feeling that once I get some going, then I'll feel better about it. Like, I'll feel like, oh, wow, okay, cool. I'm doing art. This feels good. There's just some days where it's just like my brain doesn't feel like working. And it's like, no, actually, you have to be functional today. I'm sorry. I know you don't want to, but, you know, you're going to have to get it together for me here real quick. So, you know. That's not actually white, is it? It's like a blue-gray, which means that I need to add in a little bit of blue and a little bit of black in order to get to that color. But the only thing that's really been an issue for my army, regardless of what clan I choose, has been like 2-up save, Terminators, or, you know, anything along those lines. There's some sort of like Tyranid shooter hive guard thing that was causing me issues the other day when I played. So it's kind of like I need something that can take on that kind of stuff, and orcs really don't have access to stuff that can. So what I've opted to do is I went and bought some Ludas now that they've gone down in price, or gone down in popularity. I don't want to be a tryhard, you know? But, you know, they match the fluff of my army, so I wanted to get some for a while, but I wanted to wait until after they were considered bad to get them. As weird as that sounds. Like, I still think that they're, you know, fairly good, but, you know, they're not overpowered anymore. So, do I have any trouble with Greater Daemons? I can't think of the last time I played someone that was running any. Greater Daemons are going to be like higher toughness, lots of wounds kind of stuff, and as long as their save isn't ridiculously high, I can probably just throw enough dice at it that it'll go away. Usually Daemons have like a 5-up invulnerable, right? And if all I gotta deal with is a 5-up invulnerable, I can deal with that. Shock attack rifle takes that down in one go, but okay. Let's put the clouds in. I'll feel better about this if there are clouds. Clouds are easy to do. Clouds are real easy to do. I can do clouds, and then I'll be like, yes, this is going well. You know? But right now it just looks like a handful of colors on canvas. And I guess that's what all art is at the end of the day, but I'll feel better about it if I can identify something in it. So let's get some clouds in. There's lots of clouds in this one, so... Because I kind of tilted the camera up a little bit to the sky to see, like, a thing. I'm doing good, Alex. I'm glad that you're around. I'm glad you caught it. And I could definitely switch to something like Dognarampa or The Sims here in a minute, but I want to make sure that I at least get a little bit of this in. We're recording, right? Yep. Okay, cool. I'm just letting autoplay take care of me at this point. Hoping that it comes up with some good choices, good selections for music. Um, it's like, it's weird because I feel like I've been working constantly today but achieved nothing. Um, and I think that's just like, I don't know, an ADD mood where I just spend a whole bunch of time working and then I look at my progress and I'm like, ooh, that's not good. And I probably should have been working on this some yesterday, but yesterday was my mom's birthday, so I wanted to spend some time with her. I gave her that mockingbird I painted for Mother's Day, but I ended up giving her cake instead because it was just like not done in time. Because this seems to be a constant problem with me, just not finishing work in time. Like, I finished it the morning of, I think, Sunday, that it was supposed to come out. There was some more that I wanted to do to it, but she was happy with it, so I guess it's okay. I can turn myself up some, but... Tuska Demon Killer. They haven't made a model for him, but I think I'll be okay without anything like that. I'm getting the feeling that you're listening to some One Mind Syndicate for the lore videos, because Brain Boys and Tuska are not they're called Weird Boys in this edition, the Brain Boys. Well, Brain Boys is just any smart guy unit, right? Not just Weird Boys. But Tuska is fun. One Mind is okay, they just read the codex, but... I'm not really blown away by that cloud at all, but we're gonna try and make it work. We're gonna try and make this work. Okay. Happens with all the streamers in the app. I constantly get complaints that I'm real quiet, so I wasn't sure if that was like some of that or not. How's it going, Trader? Looks pretty cloud-like. It doesn't look right, though. It's like, it's a bit off. My worry is that that's eventually going to autoplay into some really messed up weird crap on YouTube. But, I kind of also went out to go see my dad play the other day, which was nice. He wasn't expecting me. I don't go to enough of his gigs, but it makes me feel like a good son when I show up to like my dad's gigs and my brother's gigs to, you know, a different degree. Like, you know, I'm doing the right thing by him. Because my brother will watch my streams every now and then. Or at least that's what he was saying yesterday on my mom's birthday. And so it's just like, I need to go and support him more, you know? Just this song kind of reminded me of that. Chill, smooth, guitar, rap beat, higher. I mean, my brother's got his own path in life. He's got his own thing he's doing, but we still kind of meet back at the center on stuff because, you know, he's doing music and I'm doing this stuff. And he tries to give me tips on like social media stuff, and it's like, dude, I know what I'm doing. But you know what? It's his way of saying I love you and taking care of me. So I accept it. This cloud is looking better than the last one. Like, I appreciate this cloud. This cloud is like, it's here to play. It's here to do the thing. It's here to be good. Yeah, I'm trying another art stream. Last one was kind of early in the day, and I want to see if like maybe a little bit later in the day is better for y'all, or if just art streams aren't worth doing. Also, I'm really pressed on time to get this painting done, so either like I don't stream, which means that y'all don't have anything to watch, or I do this. So this cloud looks like he's here. Like I like this cloud. This is a good cloud. Good cloud. Pro clouds. Cloud 9. Really hope that they haven't done anything weird, because I don't actually keep up with esports, but regardless. Art streams are probably going to be like my least like popular thing that I do amongst most people, but hey, as long as some people like it and I don't do it too often to annoy those people that don't, that'll be fine. I also need to probably write more music for the channel. There's a little bit of a storm head on this guy. Like he's a grumpy cloud. He's got some mean stuff going on. Let me see if I can kind of like add that in, like in here. Need a little bit more purpley, kind of red. There you go. Now you can be a little bit grumpier. Eventually my camera is going to run out of battery, it's going to run out of steam, and it'll probably do so before I do. So, I should probably ask, if I do stream something else, what am I streaming? Every time the song ends, I gotta look over there and make sure it's not like 10 Reasons to Hate Jewish People or something, because YouTube would autoplay that. And then, I've got to like quickly turn that off, but... I mean, it seems like as long as you can do like a 5-second loop of a decent guitar riff, you can make a decent song with that. Would it really? I mean, it's YouTube, you know what I mean. I feel like every other video that's recommended to me is something. Ron Paul? Might have to do some Ron Paul. I mean, like, people are concerned about like The Sims and Nuzlocke. I'm concerned about Nuzlocke, but I mean, like, I'm just having a lot of fun with Dong Ron Paul. So, Have I heard any OTSTs of Ace Combat? No. Are we talking like chill jams or like Highway to the Danger Zone? Because I kind of want some like chill jams right now. Love that cloud, my dude. Oh, thank you. I think he's coming out right. He's looking good. He looks a little bit fake, but considering like the reference image that I'm using is from a video game, he's gonna look a little fake. I think I went a little heavy-handed with him. Yeah, he looks a little heavy-handed. I can scale him back a little bit, but we don't have to do too much. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's like an 8-second loop of the same like guitar riff. Let me see if I can maybe just like bring in a little water and like lighten up. It's a bit more highway-ish. Okay. I mean, I'm fine with highway to the danger zone kind of stuff, but that's just not what I'm feeling right now. I mean, I guess I can listen to metal right now because y'all can't hear what I'm listening to, so I can listen to whatever hype crap I feel like, but... Because, I mean, it gets copyright claimed just the same as anything else. If you like art-related games, you should look into a game called Zed. There's one that, what's the one that I got recommended recently? Smile Cult or something weird like that. It's like you don't actually have any buttons. It's like WASD to move, and then like you move your head, and that's pretty much the game. But you move your head like yes, no, like you nod, like you would, in order to communicate with people. What kind of metal is your favorite? You're more of a steel copper kind of guy. What is like zinc, iron? I don't know. They're doing stuff. Copper is, you know, popular choice, but you know, I feel like people forget about iron, you know? Tungsten is pretty solid. Yeah. Pretty solid. It's pretty solid, y'all. And then I got like a little bit of the cloud that's like over here doing a thing. Okay. Now, am I feeling more confident about this? No, that still looks really hokey. Like, that doesn't look quite right, but, you know. Maybe I can make this cloud look right. I feel like I got no focus for this today. I'm like not happy with how this is turning out at all. I mean, it looks like clouds, but it's like not very good looking clouds, like, and it's not really on model with what I'm trying to sketch out, so it just looks weird to me. And then I don't know what those clouds are called. Maybe someone who actually like remembers anything about schooling, but it's that thing like real high up in the atmosphere where they're like real thin and kind of like spotty. We got a little bit of that going on like behind this cloud, and it's like not actually behind it. It's just like really high up in the sky. Have you guys ever looked at a cloud? This is a weird thing to say, but I need to fill time and talk about something. You guys ever looked at a cloud and then really realized how big it is? Like, proportionally to you? Like, I mean, it's a cloud, so I mean, whatever. But, like, you ever think about that? Like, how just massive clouds are? Like, they're mountain-sized. It's easier when they look like a proper mountain, or whatever. But it's just, it's trippy, isn't it? I don't know, maybe I'm crazy, but... Sirius is the thin, puffy clouds. Thank you. We got a little bit of that situation going on, and I need to, like, kind of, like, bring those guys in. Yeah, I don't like that, so we're just getting rid of that entirely. Okay. Poofy clouds? Trust me, my dad works at science. Okay, good. It's just, it trips me out that like clouds just kind of do that. Like they're massive. Like I'm not like terribly great at science, so like you know, there's still a bit of mystery to it to me. But it's just it's bizarre to look at clouds and just go like, holy crap, they're just that big. Was that literally Navi? It sounds like it. I mean, I guess people don't really have the reference image. They don't know how bad this looks, but... still a bit of an oof. This looks amazing. Thank you, but I think you guys have a different angle than I do. Okay, they look alright on y'all's screen. Maybe I can zoom in a bit. Oh, can I get away with that? Oh, that looks super grainy and awful. Y'all want to look at that? Like, all grainy like that? Oh. That might be a little bit better. Tell us some more work stories if you got any. I mean, fortunately, since quitting, I don't have too many. I did have a little bit of an experience, a work story in of sorts from yesterday. Me and Tilda went out shopping. We went to Old Navy because she needed to get some, like, clothes or whatever. And, like, as soon as we walk in the door, this woman goes, "Excuse me, can you help me?" And I'm just like, I don't... And she's like, "Oh, I know you don't work here, but can you help me with this?" And, I'm just going to zoom it back out to what it was at. I think that might look a little bit better. There you go. And so I was like, okay, what do you got? And she's like, "Can you get that down for me?" And so, like, I get that a lot. I'm tall. In fact, that day I got it twice. I don't know, maybe I was standing up straighter. Maybe there were a lot of short people about. But especially, like, little old ladies or, like, self-important people will call me over to, like, help them grab something down from the top shelf or whatever. It's fine. You know, I'll tell you about the little old lady case in a minute, but this woman wanted me to grab something that was, like, completely outside of the reach of any human. Like, if I had done a jump and grabbed it, I might have been able to rip down the wall. It was like a shirt on, like, a hook, but the hook was, like, 12 feet up. Now, I'm 6 foot. So if I had jumped, I could have maybe knocked it down by, like, slapping at it a few times. But also just, like, it wasn't even vaguely close to a reason. Like, people just can't jump that high, you know? They have the poles for that. Yeah, they do. But she didn't want to wait in line to try and get someone to, like, come and help. And I was like, you know, I'm sorry, I can't get that. You know, I can't jump up that high. Can't get up there. You know, I'm sure someone who works here, you know, would be willing to help you if you wait just a moment. And she's like, "Can I have a pole? Can I get a pole over here?" And, like, the line is, like, pretty deep, and it's just like, leave them alone. Come on now. You don't need that shirt right now. You can wait. And it was, like, the most basic white, like, sweater shirt. I'm not entirely sure. I don't know clothing. But something along those lines. Like, nothing, like, worth, like, conscripting some random tall person to help with, you know? Well, I'm 6'3", but regardless, my point is that, like, I'm not 12 feet tall, like some sort of, like, mountain giant, you know? Like, what? How do you expect me to actually get up there, lady? So, instead of getting up there, instead of, like, she definitely had, like, a, like, I need this right now kind of attitude about her. Like, clearly she had been waiting for, like, you know, a unreasonable 10 seconds, and absolutely needed someone to help her right then and there get this thing down, because it's just like, oh my god, how can someone have made it so that way? I have to wait. I don't have to wait ever. Usually my butler comes in and cleans up after me, and I have to wait for you? I have to wait for you? worst customer service ever. I walk in here and someone's not absolutely kissing my feet. You know? I have to wear my own clothes. There's no velvet. That kind of thing going on. So, like, that kind of stuff, I'm like, you can wait. You can wait, you know? What's her name, Karen? It definitely had, like, a Karen vibe. I feel bad for anyone named Karen, because, like, there could be some, like, actually nice people named Karen. I don't know why I said that in such a way as to imply that, like, that's a revolutionary thought. But, like, there's some probably nice people named Karen who, like, do not act that way. But, like, that's the name. That got associated with it for some reason. It's a fairly, like, boomerish kind of name. I've known, like, 4 people named Karen and none of them were nice. Okay. Alright, well, maybe everyone who's named Karen is just a total jerk. I don't actually know anyone named Karen. I apologize to all the Karens out there watching this, being like, wow, okay. I mean, like, luckily Cullen is not, like, a memeable name. It's not like there's, like, a well-known group of people who would associate with the name Cullen, I guess. Like, maybe if you're Irish. But, it seems a bit of a stretch. But, similar sort of incident happened at the grocery store. And I say similar, sort of. It was different. So, I was grocery shopping with Tilda. I think it was the same day and everything. God, did all that happen yesterday? I guess it did. Little old lady calls me over, and there's, like, something on, like, the 3rd shelf. She's about, like, 3 feet tall, right? She's, like, practically a hobbit. Like, she can't get up there, you know? And so she's like, excuse me, can you help me with this? And I'm like, oh, yeah, what's going on? And she's like, you know, I'm sorry, can you look in the back of the shelf and see if they've got the 100-calorie popcorn? I like getting the 100-calorie popcorn because, you know, I don't want to have too many calories. And I'm like, yeah, let me check. And I look in the back, and I'm like, it's not the 100-calorie kind. It's some other kind, you know. But, you know, I mean, it says it's like 35 calories per cup. And she's like, I don't know how much is in a cup, you know, how much, like, is in a bag. I'm like, yeah, let's look. So we check into it, and I'm like, it seems like they put, like, a cup in every bag. So, like, you could just, you know, this is, like, considerably less. And she's like, oh, wow, and it's a lot cheaper, too. And I'm like, cool. That's, like, and that was a good conversation, you know? What? So, like, you know, I always expect that kind of interaction where it's just like, I just need some popcorn, you know? And I can't reach it because I'm short. That's fine. I help you. Her item, I mean, we didn't have it. I mean, they didn't have it. I don't work at the grocery store. Like, I popped into, like, customer service mode for, like, 5 seconds there. But, I mean, it's just like, you know, I was born tall. I can use that to my advantage. Help out little old ladies who need popcorn. That's fine. Like, but the Karen at Old Navy, like, come on now. Come on. And I didn't, like, stick around to be like, well, I'll go and get a pull, you know, or anything. Like, it was clear that she was going to be super rude to the people who worked there. And super rude to me because I didn't do things exactly the way she wanted. And I'm like, nah, I'm not taking the time out of my day. I will try and figure out the calorie count of popcorn if you're nice to me. I don't understand. I don't care. But, like, it matters to you, and I'll be nice about it, you know? We'll come back to the clouds. Alright, so let's get some, like... Oh, God. Let's get some dark blue going. I think if we get some, like, dark blue going, hit up some of these shadows in the mountains, then we might start feeling better about it. I need to just go, you know? Like, accept that some of this isn't going to work the way I want. That's not the right color at all. Let me get some black. Nope. Okay, let me get some black. Yep, there we go. There we go. Maybe I can make this turn around. Because in my head right now, this looks awful. And, those clouds look awesome. I'm gonna let you guys lie to me to a bit. Just for a little bit, until I feel better about it. But I don't feel like I agree right now. And then there's another one up here, kind of, little, like, thing. Clouds are my favorite, and I feel like those are the worst clouds I've ever painted. I know I'm my biggest critic, and I know I'm having, like, a bad art day. Like, functionally speaking, like, my head's not in the right place. But, like, I don't know. We gotta work back to front. So all this, like, amber, like, grass that's going on right here that isn't in yet, that you guys can't see, that all doesn't exist. Like, we're not doing that yet. Alright, let's get some, like, let's make some orange. Deep breaths. Let's make some of this work, you know? Let's make a little bit more orange than that. Yeah, there we go. Get a little bit of yellow going, get a little bit of orange going. I could use the orange and the red from the really nice paint, but this is going to be, like, super in the background, so, like, the precision of it isn't as important to me. It's not going to be, like... I mean, I guess it's fairly central, but it doesn't need to pop as much as, where's my little, like, paddle thing? What is that called? Mixing knife. There we are. Yeah, you should probably go eat some foods. What color is Sprite? I think it's clear-ish green, right? Like, the bottle is, like, green. But, okay. We need a little bit more yellow because that orange is... It's, like, fairly fluorescent. And in fact, do we have, like, a... I'll show you this, dude. Don't put palette knives in your mouth. Don't be dumb. Like me. Okay, so we got a little bit of that action going on, and that gives us more of an ambery sort of... Is that right? Yeah, that's pretty close. Okay, cool. Alright, let's take a scoop of that. Throw it in some white. Kind of bring it down a bit. Continuously try and eat my paint water. Don't do that. Also, I don't think that's the right terminology for that, but okay. Alright, so let's... It just needs to be, like, muddy and gray and just, like, almost, like, imperceptible what color it is. It needs to be, like, almost white, but, like, still got a little bit of that orange in it. And then that blue from the mountain needs to come down, like, a lot to, like, get in that range. Because right now it's, like, definitely overpowered it. Paint water is forbidden soda. Whatever you say. Rev, you huge nerd. Why am I a nerd? Oh, hey, Parkin. I didn't see that was you. How you doing, my dude? When you think of summer, what picture appears in your head? Just death. Just absolute carnage. Scorched earth. I should point out that I still live in Texas, so, you know, that's just what it looks like here. It's just been muggy recently. There was a really intense storm earlier today. But just scorched earth is just sort of what Texas looks like during the summer. God, I hate all of this. Oh, it's like I've never painted a day in my life. What am I doing? Alright. Right. Let's get some green. I need some, like, foresty green. Help me out, forest. Be a thing. Be a thing for me real quick, will ya? You foresty? That's pretty foresty. And I could do like, I need to get like a gray going so I can mix other colors into it. Great, I just punched a pile of paint. Good. Good. The blue in the Twitch thumbnail made it look like your fingers were becoming brown, fleshy molds. Gross. That's a weirdly specific thing to say. Alright, now I just need like a tiny bit of... Actually, is this gonna do? Will you do? Can I use you? Are you gonna be good enough? You might be good enough. Oh, you unit. Oh, I believe in you. Oh, I stopped believing in you about 5 seconds ago. This is awful. I'm gonna keep moving my brush so that way it stops being awful. Hey Natalie, how you doing? I'll just get a little bit of this done, then I'll feel better about myself. And I won't be freaking out tomorrow, because I'm going to try and take Saturday off for once, like completely off. But I don't see that happening. But I also need to, like, keep to the things that I have agreed to do with myself and my time, because I want to be an artist, I want to be a painter, but that does require that I actually do art and paint, yeah? Like, that's kind of the deal. Like, you can't really do art. You can't really... Later, Toxic. Let's just put in base colors. Just put in base colors, touch it up later. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna, this is wrong, this is not the right way to paint, but it'll make me feel better because more of the canvas will be covered. I'm just gonna put in the tan, and we're just gonna rock it. We're just gonna rock the tan Like, it's time to do it. It's not, but it'll make me feel better because the paint will be on. You know? We'll have paint on canvas. That's a step. That's an emotional step for my head to take. To be like, no, wait. We're actually much closer than I think to being done. We're practically done. We're actually done. It's over. We're done painting. I'm glad you enjoy them. Alright, is this the right color? Absolutely not. Let me add some yellow to that sucker. Alright, how about that? Is that right? It's close. It's fairly close. Alright, we're just gonna... Yeah, that's pretty close, the kind of golden yellow we need to have. Landscapes have always been kind of rough for me, and we might have to go with something a little bit simpler in order to get things done in time. So this week may not be the week to do arcade art. You know what I mean? I can do maybe one of my like mannequin pieces or something. Those are a little bit faster, and I do enjoy them, but I'm kind of at a different point in my life now, and so like I'm not at that same mental spot. Top rev streams: Minecraft Vanilla, art streams, Sim 4, Sim 2, Nuzlocke. That's like, that seems about right. I'm surprised to see art be that high up, but I mean, like, I guess you would be here if you liked art streams, so that makes sense. I could be in the mood for like a mannequin piece. I might have to. But I need to figure out like a good frame for it. There's another series that I want to start, but it might be more involves like vaguely illegal activity in order to get reference images, so like I don't know if I really want to do that right now. I need to figure out how to do it without getting in trouble. Okay, this is just not looking right. I don't have faith in this painting. I think that's where I'm at mentally right now. I did go to art school, yeah. That's what my main degree is in. I've got a degree in psychology and a degree in art. This is a thing that happens to me, and I don't know how much of it is just like depression, anxiety, ADD, all of that jazz. Maybe just a little bit of my own neuroticism, but just like there's a certain point where I'll give up on a painting mentally. Is Rev gonna trespass now? Maybe. That might be what I'm referring to. But let me see if I can do it without illegally trespassing first. Not that I've ever trespassed in the past, but when I have, it's one of the only things that I almost got arrested for. But in my defense, it was totally okay. It's just the cops were wrong at the time, and I've never committed a crime in my life. Never done anything illegal, especially in front of a police officer. When he was telling me, "Sir, you're going to need to leave or I'm going to have to arrest you." And I definitely did not, in response, start playing Breaking the Law by Judas Priest on my acoustic. Which is a rockin' song. As an aside. But I didn't do that, so it's fine. I mean, like, a lot of these lines are going to get painted over, so it doesn't really matter, but I still need to be doing up-down motions with them. So that way, if some do peek through, your mind just goes, that's still up-down. That works. I'm fine with that. Thank you for the 17 months of support, TRNB. Like, you got $150 worth of vinyl for $4 today. 17 months of support is a long time, too. I should probably talk about that a little bit. Thank you, TRNB. And what vinyls did you get? I should probably also set up the... what's the name of the next song? Oh, it's just Endless Blackness. John Denver, Tom Jones. It's the only two names out of that list that I know. Steal a little bit of this green from earlier and then try and like pop, 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 pop. Just throw that guy in there because there's a little bit of green in here. I have these black brown bits in here in order to you know what? Actually on the capture it looks really good. Like, right in front of me, it looks like a child did it. But, you know, it's also the underpainting, so maybe it's just going to look like that for a minute. Maybe I can have a little faith in myself rather than talking down to myself like I always do. Can someone just clip that and send it to me? I probably need to hear that more often than I know. See, that's good right there. That's pretty solid right there. The only records I've got are the ones on the wall here. Orgasmatron by Motorhead, which Tilda gave me. I've got British Steel by Judas Priest, and then the first Ghost album, which I think was just called Ghost, right? Or was it Conclave Con Dio? That was the name of my favorite track on that album. I forget what the name of the album was, though. I own it. I have 2 copies of it, technically. I've got the digital and then the, Okay. I'm doing that thing again where it's also peeling up the paint from earlier. Thank you, Windows. Yeah, getting into record collecting, I mean, I more or less do it just for the art. I had a weird exchange with a guy. So I got some stuff at Barnes & Noble right around Christmas, just Christmas of not this last year, but the year before. Just as a sort of like whatever gifts. Like, I had to get some whatever gifts for Tilda, because I was getting her a ring, and I didn't want her to get wise, because if it's just like, oh, I didn't get you anything for Christmas, let's get in the car and go somewhere randomly, I couldn't really do that, so I had to get her some, like, stuff that she would enjoy, don't get me wrong, but, you know, thank you, Sword, for the 16 months of support. Stuff that she would enjoy, right, but also, like, wouldn't, you know, wouldn't be, like, super cool. Just like, that was nice. Like, he was thinking of me. I don't even remember what I got. I know I got like a stuffed animal, and I got a book. But just like the main key was just to kind of throw off the scent, because I'd already told her, like, you know, we can't get another cat. We can't you know, we can't get married this year. I'm sorry. You know, we need to you know, kind of consider our finances. We need to kind of get stuff together. If I could marry you, I would do it in a heartbeat. All the stuff that I had been telling her for a while. But secretly, I'd already gotten the ring and all that, and I already asked her folks, like, hey, is it cool? And her dad cried. Her mom was just like, yeah, do it already. This was like 2 years ago, so I mean, Tilda always wants a new cat. It's not really new news. Is this going to be on Artcade or After Hours? This will be on Artcade, I think, because that's the content that people expect and want of it. With After Hours, you know, they want video games. They want high intensity. Like, they want me yelling at a computer. Well, that's awesome, Alex. I'm glad to hear that. Um, but, you know. Anyway, at Barnes& and Noble, like, I was getting some stuff wrapped, and one of the other guys was getting, like, a thing. I guess it was, like, a Christmas gift. But, he was talking about how, you know, millennials don't like canvases anymore. And he wasn't, like, that much older than me. Like, he could have been Gen X, you know, like, so I'm not talking, like, a whole lot older than me, but, you know, definitely not a millennial. Or at least he didn't see himself as one, anyway. And he was like, let me ask you a question. My friend's here, you know, let me ask you a question. What do you buy records? And I'm like, yeah, man. Or we had somehow gotten onto the fact that I buy records, something like that. I mean, it was like 2 years ago. Give me a break. Um, and he was like, he'd kind of gotten taken aback that I was like, yeah, I buy records not for the audio quality, because it's not as good in my opinion, but for the just art, you know, like, you don't get art, like, I mean, iTunes was still a thing, just stopped being a thing now, but I mean, okay, this is starting to look somewhat like a thing. Um, but he was like kind of taken aback that I would just buy a record not for the music, but as just sort of like an art piece. Like, there's something wrong with that, I guess. He kind of like brought his friend over just to like have him hear me say that as well. And I don't feel shame by saying that. Like, you know, it's true. That's what I buy records for. I already own the music on all of these records that I own. Um, it's a thing to have signed. If I see, like, if Rob Halford was doing a signing nearby, I would get him to sign that, you know? He wasn't really rude about it. He was just kind of like, are you real? He wasn't really being rude. He could have been being rude, but it bounced off me. I don't know. Like, a lot of people get upset about stuff. They get mad about something that so-and-so said, or, you know, some random person was rude to them or whatever. It has never been in my nature to get mad about pretty much anything. Like, when I get mad about something, like, it's pretty rare, with the exception of stream. Stuff happens on stream that makes me mad. Well, I shouldn't say that. Other people don't make me mad. I make myself angry all the time. It's called depression. But, like, it's supposed to be a warmer sound. I hear that a lot, but I don't know as if I believe that crap. You know what I mean? But, like, to each their own. I don't care. If that makes you happy, you do it, you know? Like, Jesus, you could be into so much weirder, awful crap. If that's what makes you, like, get through the day, if that's what makes you happy, then do that. Sure. You know? But generally, I like to listen to CDs. I like owning CDs. If I'm going to be owning something for, like, the music of it, like, I am an audiophile about a lot of stuff. Like, I don't like it when like, the only version of it on YouTube is, like, a super compressed, awful version that was uploaded, like, 20 years ago, somehow. Let me see if I can get some, like, brown into that. So, like, there's a bush right there, and it's obscuring the mountain for the most part, which is why I didn't really go into, too in-depth on trying to get that to look right. There's a lot of stuff that I see people get mad about that other people are into or they care about, and it's just like, but really, does it matter? Like, there's a lot of stuff that I don't really get. Like, I'll admit it, but, like, you know, I see that it makes someone happy, and it's just like, you know what? You're not trying to kill me or someone I like. There's some, like, random gospel stuff going on in this track right now. So basically, a bush is like a cloud, but on the ground. Which means that all of the mechanics of making a bush are exactly the same as the mechanics of making a cloud. So if I kind of just, like, do the same sort of thing like I do with clouds, sort of like in Mario. Thank you for making this emote. Someone else made it. They you know, they recommended that I do it, and I asked about it as a tweet, you know, like, hey, should I make worm on a string an emote? And everyone was like, yes. So the version that they had was actually really low res in comparison to what it needed to be for Twitch. So I went around and I went and found the Danganronpa worm on a string at risk of almost, like, clicking into some stuff that, like, would have been spoilers to get it together. So I'm glad y'all like it. It's a good worm on a string. I have no idea how often it'll be used, but as long as people are still using it, I'll keep it, you know? So there's, like, a bush situation going on right here. Right in our very midst, there's a bush right there. Holy crap. What are you doing here? Being a bush. Fair enough. Have a good day, sir. I have nothing to talk about, so I'm having an argument with a bush for the sake of having audio playing. and then we'll come back in and we'll fix that in a minute. But Nikki Gal, thank you for the sub. It was a bit rough trying to get to the right page. Basically, I had to go to the Dognarampa wiki in order to find the page where it's got all the items that you can get from the Monokuma machine. And then I just downloaded the biggest version of that worm on a string that was available and edited it to the right sizes. I mean, that's the truth, honestly. Like, you're gonna get those horrible... I mean, like, those horrible how to draw manga books that we had as a kid was how I learned how to do art. In spite of... I should say, I learned how to draw art in spite of those horrible books. Because that makes it sound like it was helpful to my career path. It was helpful to me making art. But it's a bit disingenuous to go, oh, I became a better artist because of it. I mean, I guess I kept interested in it because it was something that was relevant to me. Like, I felt like, oh, cool. This is just like my mangos, you know? My mangoes. I can do arts like them. And then I tried, and then I made some really cringy, awful art, and I will never show you guys that, but you know what? It got me here, so that's why I'm kind of on par with the, like... How many wooden mannequins do I have? I mean, I feel like you only really get one per person. Like, people don't generally give you two. So, like, you know, I got some from my folks, and then I got some from Tilda's folks, and then I've gotten some from random friends in the past. I think I have a total of, like, 3 or 4 right now. And I think I've gotten rid of a few through the process of just being a human being. But yeah, art tip, no one wants a wooden mannequin. Okay, we're running out of battery, which means that we gotta stop soon. Cool. I feel like I did something today. I achieved somewhat of a goal. I had this charging while I was, like, getting everything together for the thing, so... I did some arts, you know? Do you tell any wedding stories? I don't think I... Not today. It was good. My main regret is, Fred came all the way down to, like, hang out and, you know, be there. But, it was a madhouse. It was crazy. I cried. Tilda did not. I think that she had, like, gotten so nervous that, like, her ability to feel nervous had just completely gone away. Like, she was, like, almost in shock. She was so nervous, I guess. Like, she was, like, totally fine. I was a wreck. So I feel bad because I didn't really hang out with Fred. But apparently he got to hang out with some of his friends from down here. So, okay. But I still feel bad about that regardless. But I mean, it was also just like I was getting married, so. Thank you for a year's worth of support there, Top Houndor. That is a long time. Was Hootie there as well? He was my best man. Yeah. He was very much there. He stayed with me and Herman. I think they were the only 2 streamers to show up. Hootie did pull some, like, shenanigans. I told this story, I think, right around the time of the wedding, but he I gave him the ring to hold on to so I wouldn't have to worry about it because I didn't have this camera with me, and we wanted to make sure we had it. Like right as the, stuff was about to begin, he's like, "So you got the ring, right?" And I look at him like, "Don't you do this to me, dude." And he's like, "No, I'm kidding, I got it." I'm like, "Okay." I invited Mike, but he couldn't make it. He had another wedding he had to get to like right at the same time. So, stuff happens. I mean, honestly, we just wanted to have the wedding as a way to like kind of have all of our friends hang out and my family to meet her family because they hadn't met yet. Not in person, like their friends and stuff on Facebook, but we had a very small scale wedding. Like don't get me wrong. Like our wedding was super small scale in comparison to like the stuff that you see. Like, but we had I found a really good place that was gonna do all the catering for us, and they figured out all the stuff. Like essentially, we just paid for our the amount we paid for was fairly close to the amount that it cost to that we got in gifts. So we just kind of like paid money to have random gifts, and also friends showed up, and we got really cool robes from the hotel. Like they were sweet. There were some sick robes. And then my parents took Hootie to the airport, and I have no idea what they talked about. But my mom mentioned like, oh Scott was a really nice man. It's like, okay, I'm glad y'all got along. I knew they would. But it's just. It still makes me curious what they talked about. You know what I mean? It's hard not to get along with Hootie. Hootie's good people. I keep like flipping back and forth on this painting on whether or not I hate it or not. Let's see if I can get in these like trees and stuff before the camera cuts out. Because it's set to fairly soon here. Alright, so that means that we're going to have to put in like an orange-ish tree. And if we have time, we'll do some other stream. But it's looking like we probably won't have time. We might have to do something like Nuzlocke or, if we do anything, we'll do Nuzlocke or, The Sims. Because Tilda is set to, be home somewhere in the 8 o'clock region, Central Standard Time, which means, fairly soonish. Alright, that's like way too bright and vibrant. But you know what? That's okay. 2 or 4. Up to y'all. I've been doing 4 recently just because I like the character creator better. Like, it doesn't really allow for as much flexibility, but like, it feels more streamlined. But it allows you to change how they look, and it gets enough into their personality that I feel like it's okay. It's still not, it's objectively not as intricate. Yeah, I don't really want to start up like dank grandpas with the amount of time that I got right now, because I really don't have enough to. Where's the brown? There it is. I want to see more of the Gremlin Man and the. I just want to see more of the Gremlin Man, like. But I know like, for like maximum like hilarity, it's best for me to not focus on him and just sort of acknowledge his existence on the sly. But man, I love that character. He's like one of my favorites so far. And I really wish I could get some of my like other characters ported over, um Ted Fucks we got ported over. We got who else did we get? Cletus, he looks okay. But like Raven Darkheart does not look right. And I'd have to pay a whole bunch on like DLC, which I could buy, but it's just like I already have her in the other game, you know? I don't know. I'm on the fence on whether or not I'm going to continue 2 or not. Oh man, someone's cooking something that smells really good, or I'm going insane. Or maybe I've been like holding on to the paint stuff with my mouth too much, and now I'm just kind of like having like low-key like brain problems. I don't know what's happening. But it smells really good in here right now, which is a pretty good thing. It smells like chicken? Not like chicken, but like, you know, like someone's making stir fry or something. You know who I haven't seen in a bit? Herman. Oh, he's asleep in his crib. What a good boy. The tutorial is boring? I didn't even see that there was a tutorial on The Sims. Back, what did I miss? I put more paint on the canvas and some of it dried. Other parts didn't. Yeah, someone's making something that smells really good in the apartment complex, and I want some of that. Not to smell paint, but no, it's not the paint. So this hill is completely wrong. So we're gonna just like try and clean it up a little bit. Yeah, whoever's making stuff nearby, like someone in the apartment complex is making some really good, like something. I don't know what it is that they're making, but I want some of that. See, I need to become friends with the people who live near me, not for like, you know, social camaraderie or like whatever, but so that way I can eat their food, because it smells really good. Like whatever they're having smells so good. Smells like spicy. I don't know my neighbors at all. Like if I got murdered, no one would know. Like no one would know aside from like Tilda. She would know and she'd be upset. But aside from Tilda, no one would know that I got murdered. Um, I mean y'all, but like no one in the area would know. But yeah, I want whatever they're cooking. I think the Get Your Track Today thing in the background here, I think that's actually like some sort of copyright thing on this like guy's channel. But it seems like all these tracks are just like basically and then it like goes between like some like repetitive guitar beat to like, yeah, it's just the same guitar beat for like, and the loop is like about 8 seconds long. I think I figured out. Get your track today. Get your track today. Alright, so now how do I clean up these mountains? We need to, like, put some, like, snow and crap on them. So, like... But it's not going to be white because it's going to be, like, washed out from the blue. But not as much as that. Like, a little bit less than that. Go down to the local bakery, get some stuff, and bring it. So y'all got some, like, next level plays in order to get this stuff together. Like, I'm thinking like low level stuff. Like, but y'all have like strategies. You got some strats. Get your track today. I think these are like you can buy these to use for like whatever. What's like a good food that like no one has like an allergic reaction to? I mean, like I know people are allergic to like pretty much everything, but like peanuts and soy are pretty common. Then it's like other like dietary like stuff is like if you go vegan, you're probably fine, but vegan and also not like soy or peanuts is like a hard mix. Like, bread can be a problem because some people are like, what is it? Something or other intolerant. Bread intolerant. Their bodies just are racist towards bread. I don't really know. But, like... What is that called? Something. I'm allergic to milk. Interesting. Probably. I don't know, that sounds like an annoying one, because milk is in a lot of good stuff. How are we doing on the battery there? Still almost dead? That's cool, thanks. So, I mean, I gotta be honest, I'm like huge fan of this one. Glucose. Not glucose. Gluten intolerant. There you go. Celiacs. So you can't really do like bread stuff. And for people who are like, that's not a thing, first off, it is. It's a little bit more rare than people make it out to be, I think. But that's not the point here. We're trying to get free food, so like be on the level with me for a minute. Like we're trying to get the free food, so that means that we need to like take into account that someone could have celiacs. And so we need to figure out a food item that is like acceptable for everyone who has ever lived. Like some sort of food that's not water that everyone could eat and would like. I don't know if such a food item exists. Non-gluten-free people make it a fad. I agree. Like, it's definitely a fad thing to some degree, but there are also like legitimately people who have that condition and they get the worst of it because it's just like, no, actually, like I've got a thing, and then someone's like, oh yeah, me too. It's like, no you don't. Human meat, yeah, there you go. Bring a couple of things, there you go. That's the trick. You go with a bunch of things and then one of them will work. I think that's the real secret. I need to edit today, or this week's video as well, but, oh. Like, this week's video is a good one, I think. I mean, people have been asking for more cooking with Rev, so I've got to do more cooking with Rev. And, the recipe I found, or, let's say found, yeah. Found makes it sound like it's, like, respectable. It's really bad. Like I like the initial ingredients are fine, but my end result, the thing that I end up corrupting it to, becomes super like gross. Like edible. Like I still ate the whole thing. I filmed myself eating the whole thing, but like it's still like not like a pleasant combination. Like, you shouldn't do that. The meat glue video you saw. That doesn't sound like a thing that should be words. What? Okay. I low-key hate this whole painting. Like, low-key, though. Like, it's salvageable, maybe, but, like, also, like, I don't know as if it's worth the effort. Like, I want this to be good and not crap like it is right now, but yet somehow my hand is being dumb and it's not doing it right. The clouds are okay. They're not the best clouds I've ever painted, but they're okay. They'll manage. But the rest of it is, like, not there yet. Alright, let me get some green. We'll mix some more green together. Add a little bit of brown so it kind of, like, pushes back a little bit more. Get back in there. Yeah, like this sort of, like, foresty green. I think the guy in the track is saying, Batman? Batman? You guys don't have access to the song, I guess, easily, because you'd have to search it out yourself, but... Oh, no, actually, it apparently is... Oh, the name of the guy who made it is Batman. Why, though? But it's Batman with, like, a V instead of a A. Like, the first A is replaced with a V. So it's like Batman. I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm not Russian. Batman Core? Yeah. Yeah, like that sword, but the first A is missing. So it'd be like Buttman, but with a V. Batman! Out of, like, absolutely nowhere for no reason. It's just like a casual Batman. Here, hold on. Let me link it to the people who are here live. There you go. Batman. Batman. I'm sorry, dude, whoever made this, but what? What are you doing? Text, let me... It's like, it's not bad, aside from just like the random Batman. Alright. Like the last song was like this too, with that exact same loop. Like that same guy saying Batman in it. Like it was a different beat and everything, but just like still that one guy saying Batman, Batman, Batman. Why though? That's a real question. This painting looks like something that Bugs Bunny would draw on a wall. Okay, that's a good sign. That's a good start. I'm gonna listen to the whole song because I'm just like enamored with the idea of Batman core. Oh. Probably a good time to stop, though. We're out of battery. Which means that I gotta stop. Now, what time are we looking at? I think that's just his, like, trademark, like, to make it so that way people don't, like, steal his stuff. But, I'm not confident in this one. Batman. The mountains don't look right at all. I don't know. Let me see how we're doing on oh, it's literally like 8 now. Well, I guess that's good timing. The sky looks okay. The mountains look wrong. Okay, let's break it down. That tree I'm okay with. You're happy, you're good. That cloud's okay. That cloud is like kind of a little bit sharp. But the clouds look okay. It's salvageable as far as like the clouds go. The sky looks like I would give it like a 6 or a 7 out of 10. Like almost there, but not really what I want. The mountains are like totally the wrong color. Thank you for the 600 gay bits there, TRNB. The mountains are wrong. I need some like this needs to be like poofier rather than as dense as that. I think I'll put this painting away and I'll deal with it. And eventually I'll not hate it, or I'll do a mannequin painting. But that's enough Batman core for now. Is his name literally like Batman? It's BVTMAN. Yeah, sometimes I just need to walk away from paintings in order to be happy with them. If you are not aware, what? Let me get the thing out of the way. Where is it? There it is. Okay, that is a thing that's happening. You like art? Make art. Do the contest. hope.vineshroom.net/charity_contest. You can use that in order to enter a contest. Basically, we're doing like a farming Stardew Harvest Moon sort of aesthetic. If you win either the traditional or digital art contest, you get a prize. You also get a prize, maybe randomly, because we're giving out 2 random prizes to everyone else who enters, in order to make it so that way we just get more art. Because it's going to be used to help promote the event. It's going to be used to help set up the event and help kill cancer. So, like I said, worst case scenario, you help end cancer. Best case scenario, you help end cancer in children and you get a prize. hope.vineshroom.net/charity_contest for all the rules and all of that jazz, how you submit. But I think considering Tilda is getting off work fairly soon, I should probably just call it there. I know some of y'all wanted me to stream other stuff, and I did too, but kind of just running out of time. So I'm going to run an ad, and I'm going to call it a day. Thank you for the time. Thank you for your love, your appreciation. I will see you guys next time. Were I planning on streaming tomorrow as well? Yes, I will stream actual stuff tomorrow. I'll run a poll before I go, and then we'll go with that. I'm not sure what yet. Pretty much everything except for Minecraft Vanilla is on the table for tomorrow. So any of the other stuff that I do is available. I'll see you guys then. 6 p.m. CST. Toxic Avenger, thank you for the 52 months of support. Right as it's like coming to the close. Anyway, thank you guys. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.